What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This your boy, Bradford Lassiter, aka Bankful B. And for this video, the nominees for this year's Oscars was just announced, and so I'm going to give you my thoughts and feelings on what was nominated, what was not nominated. I got my laptop pulled up right here. You can't see it, but I got it pulled up right here so I can basically run down all the nominees and tell you what I think. And now, this year's nominees, I'd say, was fairly fair. I mean, obviously the Academy Awards in general are a bit problematic at times, but it's the few award shows that I actually still care about, even if I disagree with what gets nominated, what doesn't get nominated, but let's just get into it. So first, I'm just going to go through all the nominees, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So starting with the Best Picture nominees. Now, I will say, off jump, I've seen 5 of the nominees, and the other 5 I haven't seen. One of the few years where they actually nominate 10 movies for this category. And so for this year's Best Picture nominees, we have American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and Zone of Interest. Now, like I said, 5 of these movies I've seen and have done reviews of, so check them out. But of course, the ones I've seen are American Fiction, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and I'm sorry, 6 of these nominees I've actually seen. Because as of right now, I have seen Past Lives. I'm going to post my review of that real soon. So yeah, I've seen 6 out of the 10 nominees. And I'd say out of those movies that I have seen, those are pretty well deserved. The ones I'm not going to play should win and will win, because I think this year it's anybody's game. I might do it for some, but for the ones that I'm rooting for the most are American Fiction and The Holdovers. Now, if Barbenheimer, aka Barbie and Oppenheimer, winning this nomination, I'm not going to complain, though I kind of suspect Oppenheimer has more of a chance to win that over Barbie, despite how popular Barbie was. Now, American Fiction and The Holdovers are the ones I'm rooting for the most, but I think Oppenheimer might take this one. Though I will give some love to Poor Things now that I have seen it, but the ones that I haven't seen, or as of right now have yet to see, are Maestro, Anatomy of a Fall, and Poor Things in the Zone of Interest. Now, the two that I have left to see that I actually want to see are Poor Things, because I've heard a lot of things about that movie, both good and bad. Just off the title alone, Anatomy of a Fall, I'm kind of curious to see what that is about. Not really seeking out Zone of Interest, because I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard of it, so maybe if I hear some more things about it, I might seek it out. But Maestro, that's the one that I refuse to watch, and it's not a knock at Bradley Cooper. I'm happy that he is exploring his I'm happy that he is exploring himself as a creative individual, but to me, Maestro just looks like an Oscar bait movie. So like I said, for this category specifically, whoever wins, well, the ones that I've seen, I think are the ones that have potential to win, and I'm not going to complain if either one wins. But I think, like I said, Oppenheimer, I think that's the one that's going to take the trophy. Now going to actor in a leading role, in which we have Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Colman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Bradley Cooper, well, Maestro and Rustin are the 2 I have not seen, though a lot of love for Colman Domingo. I'm rooting for him, and so I'm going to make an effort to watch Rustin on Netflix, so I'm definitely going to check that out. But you just heard what I said about Maestro. I really don't want to watch that, but if Bradley Cooper wins, then hey, it's whatever. But for the other 3, the ones I want to win are either Paul Giamatti and Jeffrey. Well, actually, for the other three, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, and Jeffrey Wright, those are the 3 that I'm probably rooting for the most. And if either one of those 3 win, then hey, I'm not going to complain. Though if Colman Domingo wins, I'll be super happy about that. But I think Cillian Murphy might take this one out. Best actor in a supporting role: Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling, Barbie, Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. Surprising that Sterling K. Brown got the nomination for Best Supporting Actor. I really didn't expect that, and if he wins, I'm not going to complain, but I think it's either Ryan Gosling, Robert Downey Jr., or Robert De Niro might take the trophy for this category. But Ryan Gosling being nominated for his role as Ken in the Barbie movie, I think that's the one that everybody seems to be talking about, because it's like, of all the things to take away from Barbie, that's the one that got the Academy's attention. I mean, hey, look, Ryan Gosling, he did admittedly steal the movie. Best Actress in a Leading Role, I need betting for Naiad, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things. Now, again, I haven't seen Poor Things yet, but I think Emma Stone could potentially take that one yet, but definitely rooting for Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Naiad, and Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. Ooh, this one could be anybody's, because for one, I am excited that Danielle Brooks got nominated for playing Sophia in The Color Purple, so I'm more than rooting for her for that one. Barbie, I'm sorry, because America Ferrera and then Barbie, I'm thinking of Barbie Ferrera from before. But anyways, America Ferrera for Barbie. I'm not complaining that she got nominated, but I think everybody's just mostly doing that for that one particular monologue in the Barbie movie. For this category specifically, I think should win and could potentially will win is Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I thought she was excellent in that. She's good in almost everything I've seen her in, so definitely rooting for it. Really just Danielle Brooks and Divine Joy Randolph. Those are the ones that I'm rooting for the most to take that trophy. Best Animated Feature is The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Obviously, the ones I'm rooting for the most are the ones I've seen, which are Elemental and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but more specifically, Across the Spider-Verse. That was my favorite movie of 2023, and I hope it takes that trophy home. But I'm also not going to complain if The Boy and the Heron takes that trophy, because I've heard nothing but good things about it. I haven't seen it yet, but y'all know I'm not too big on anime, but I think I might take a chance and see that movie at some point. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah, it's either going to be Across the Spider-Verse or The Boy and the Heron for Best Animated Feature. Best Cinematography goes to El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I understand the importance of cinematography, but I think for this one, it could be anybody's, because the cinematography in all these movies were excellent. But I think the one that I probably think is going to take that trophy home is either going to be Oppenheimer or maybe Killers of the Flower Moon. We'll see. A well-respected director versus another well-respected director. Best Costume Design is Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Again, this one might be anyone's for real, because, I'm gonna say Barbie, and I'll tell you why once we get to the production design, but Barbie could potentially take this one home, but if not, I say either Killers of the Flower Moon and maybe Oppenheimer, maybe Poor Things, who knows. Best Directing is Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos, and The Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer. Rooting for Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon. In fact, they said that he's the one director that has been nominated God knows how many times, so give a shout out to him for that. But I think Christopher Nolan is going to take this trophy home, because even though Oppenheimer, I didn't quite love it, but I do respect the filmmaking that was put on display in that movie, and Christopher Nolan should definitely take that trophy home. Best Documentary Feature is Bobby Wine, The People's President, Eternal Memory, First Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days in Mariupol. I'll get into how I feel about this category when I talk about my snubs. Best Film Editing, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. For this one, I'm going to definitely say Oppenheimer, because, like I said, Oppenheimer, I'm not too big on that movie, but I felt the production that was put on display, and especially within the editing, because Christopher Nolan, he's a non-linear director, or at least he has non-linear tendencies, and the way he put that movie together, especially in the editing, yeah, Jennifer Lane should definitely take that trophy home. Makeup and hairstyling, Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow. For this one, well, I've only really seen, or at least heard of, the ones that I've heard of are Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things, and I'd say it's probably going to be one of those three, specifically Oppenheimer and Poor Things for makeup and hairstyling. Best Music in Original Score, American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I say for this one, well, with all due respect to John Williams, he's a legendary film composer. But I think this one is either going to go to Robbie Robertson for Killers of the Flower Moon or Ludwig Garrison for Oppenheimer. But I think for this one, I think I might actually look for Ludwig Garrison just because I'm a fan of him as a film composer and just a music producer in general. He's made music that I have loved, specifically in Black Panther. Best Original Song in a Movie, The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot, I'm Just Kim from Barbie, It Never Went Away from American Symphony, Song for the People, Killers of the Flower Moon, What I Was Made For from the Barbie movie, which was sung by Billie Eilish. Not really too thrilled with this category, but I guess the ones I've heard are obviously the two songs from the Barbie movie and the one from Killers of the Flower Moon, but it's just, I think for this one, it's whatever. I don't know. I'll tell you more about that once we get to the snubs. Best Production Design, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. For this one, I'm actually rooting for Barbie because, no matter, and it's the same how I feel about the makeup and hairstyling. No matter how you feel about the Barbie movie, whether you liked it or dislike it, one thing you must praise is the production design of that movie. I remember when I saw Barbie in the theater, I was just in awe of all the production design in that movie, and it should definitely take it. But if not, then either Killers of the Flower Moon and Oppenheimer. Best Sound, The Creators, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Oppenheimer, and A Zone of Interest. Well, for one, I'm glad that The Creator is getting some recognition, particularly in the technical awards. But The Creator definitely excelled in the sound department. So I think just to give more love to The Creator, I'm rooting for that one. But it might either go to probably either Maestro, Mission Impossible, or Oppenheimer. Best Visual Effects, which is the one that everybody's talking about for one specific monster. Best Visual Effects, The Creator, Godzilla Minus One, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, Napoleon. Now, of course, like I just said, I'm happy The Creator is getting some love in the technical awards, so I'm rooting for that one. But the one that everybody's talking about, and even though I haven't seen Godzilla Minus One, I am rooting for this one just for the thrill of it alone. And that's Godzilla Minus One for Best Visual Effects. So that might be the one to actually take home the trophy. But if not, The Creator should definitely take it. Best Adapted Screenplay, American Fiction, because in case you didn't know, that movie is based on a book. Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and A Zone of Interest. For this one, I'm rooting for American Fiction and Barbie, but Oppenheimer might take that one home. Who knows? Best Original Screenplay, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. And it's the only award where the movie May December got some love. So I'm kind of rooting for that one. I just saw Past Lives and you know what? I think for this one, it could be anybody's. I think The Anatomy of a Fall is the only one I haven't seen yet, but whoever wins, I'm totally fine. And that's my thoughts on all the nominees. Now, here's a quick rundown on everything or everyone that I think got snubbed. Like specifically how Daniel Brooks was the only person that got nominated for anything in terms of The Color Purple. No more love was given to any of that movie, but then again, the original got nominated for, I think, like 11 awards and lost. So I thought that they probably would have done a shameless thing by giving this movie some more award nominations to make up for that time. But hey, competition was fierce this year. Everybody's talking about Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie not being nominated for anything. Now, Greta Gerwig, I mean, I feel some type of way about the fact that she didn't get nominated for Best Directing, but then again, we got two other female directors in that category. So you can't say the Academy isn't looking at female directors, and so, but she is still gonna get something for she could still get a trophy because she is a producer. And Margot Robbie, I will say I don't understand how for playing somebody in which your own movie is centered around didn't get nominated for Best Leading Role, but that is the one where I'm not too upset over. No love for Saltburn. It didn't get nominated for anything. I would have thought Barry Keoghan would have gotten nominated for something. Emerald Fennell for Best Directing, and even the cinematography. Like, no awards at all. But I guess because Saltburn is starting to catch on with a lot of people, especially me, then it just didn't get enough attention from the Academy. From the animated movies, I'm surprised I didn't see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem in there. But hey, no love for the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I didn't think that it would get nominated, but I kind of had a feeling it would have, or at least held some hope because it was one of the most financially successful movies of last year. But hey, and speaking of the Super Mario Brothers movie, everybody was really hoping for the Peaches song to get nominated for Best Original Song, but it didn't, and rightfully so, because as fun as the song is, it's still silly and nonsensical and not what you would think of for Best Original Song. I mean, no love for Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, which, to be fair, it was released on Netflix, and in order to be nominated, it has to qualify by being released theatrically and didn't get a theatrical nomination, so no love for Wish, and rightfully so from Disney. I just finally watched Wish, and yeah, I'll give you my thoughts on that when I give you my review. I'm surprised May December didn't get any more nominations outside of that one in which I thought, what's his name? The main male character in that movie, I was for sure thought he would have gotten at least a Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor nomination, but I guess not. Hell, not even Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore. Wish there was more love to the movie Air, at least for Best Screenplay, because that movie is well written. The Iron Claw I have not seen yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, and surprised that didn't get any more love. Some people are upset that They Clone Tyrone didn't get nominated for anything, but like I just said, it was released on Netflix, didn't get a theatrical release. As far as the documentaries go, I was for sure still the Michael J. Fox story would have been in there, but I guess a lot of people forgot about it, but that was my favorite documentary of last year. And finally, I mean, I really wish she would have been nominated, but like I said, I kind of predicted this early last year when this movie was released, and that is Tiana Taylor for 1001. It would have been real nice if she got nominated for Best Actress because she did put on a hell of a performance, but like I said in my review of that movie, I wish the movie had came out later on in the year so that will be fresh on everybody's mind come award season. And hey, but those are my thoughts on this year's Academy Award nominees. Tell me, what did you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm your boy Bankful B. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.